Hi, Verna. I just opened your file here. I think you had a good, you did really well, but I did move this over because I just think that they actually look better next to each other. I know that you're trying to go for like a symmetrical thing there, but I think they actually look better just over here. I left aligned all the text and then just lined up everything with the properties panel down here, the alignment left edge. I did make things a lot smaller. They're still fairly large though. I mean, if we look at the text on this, it's 35 points. We could even highlight the word free even more, by changing the colors on it. Although I don't know if the yellow is really sticking out very well. But there's plenty of other colors we could use here that might stick off better. Free is always a good word to uppercase too. And so I just sized those down and put them under the guitar. I did delete a line from here as well. And I sized this down a lot. It's down to 18, which is still a pretty large font size actually. Win 2 tickets to Red Ants Pants Music Festival. Drawing will take place during tribute. Maybe something a little bit more like that, instead of so much information about the festival itself. I think it's a fairly well-known festival for the most part. I mean, it's not incredibly well known, but if people have questions about it, they can always Google it on their own. We just don't have enough room on this particular poster to explain what that is. I do think this looks pretty good. This looks maybe like it got stretched a little bit. I think it's more rectangular. I did line these up as well. I just used that same alignment. I lined them to the top edge so that they line up. That makes it look a little bit neater. And I think I might just move that up a little bit. But I think, I'm moving VIX a little bit closer to the beverages provided by might be a good idea, just so that the proximity is there, so it's understood that those things belong to each other or next to each other. So you're talking about maybe figuring out how to make this 3D. I would say, let's just Command C to copy that, open Illustrator. I actually already have a letter-sized document here. I'm going to do this. I might have to restart Illustrator because sometimes I can't get a hold of it once it does that. But we'll start Illustrator. We'll paste that figure of the woman into Illustrator to get it in there. Unless you have an AI file that you can open, that would be even better than what I'm doing here. I'm just doing it because I don't have the original file. File new, I'll just look up letter, put it in inches. CMYK, hi, create, and then Command V. So I have this. I think I can do release mask on this, and I can see the anchor points now, which is nice. That's what I want. And I can select this, and then we can actually probably use that same 3D and effects panel, or 3D and materials panel that we used in that one demo that we did earlier in the semester in Illustrator. Takes a little while to pop up, but so I mean we could do like extrude. That changes it quite a bit. Wonder. So that means that we can't really change. What's kind of a bummer about it is it's changing the color from that really vibrant color that you had. I don't know if I like the shadow on that. That really vibrant color that you had to a different looking color, which I'm not totally... What's this do? Extrude. So that's okay. I wonder if we expand it as wireframes, if that means that we can now grab the different... So I expanded it as wireframes. Let's see if we can... Okay, I'm kind of making... Okay, so... I don't know if that is sort of working. There are portions of it that are, oops, like here, we could probably make that like a color. I don't know about this, I might just get rid of that. So there's some, I don't know. there's some black, which I don't like. We'll take that off. So we want to take the black strokes off of stuff. But I'm going through with the white arrow tool, I'm just adding, I'm not sure if I really am liking this that much, but I'm adding in kind of a pink color too. So this didn't work out the way I thought it would. And I've never actually done this wireframe thing. I thought maybe this would be a workaround, or this might work. But that didn't work the way I hoped it would. You did put a drop shadow on it, you said. I mean, this doesn't look too bad. I think what you could do as a workaround maybe would be to do a similar thing, but just have many layers, and you can just like borrow from the text some of these colors, because they are really nice colors, and just a simple copy paste, depending on how many you actually want to go with. You might not actually want to go with this many. This isn't exactly 3D, but it is kind of mimicking the effect that you have on your text. I did get them all selected by pushing Shift and clicking on the borders around them to get them selected. And then if I go into Distribute Objects in the Properties panel, we can actually distribute the spacing between each so that it's perfect, perfectly spaced, so that they're all even. But now that I did that, you can't tell it's a woman with a guitar anymore, so it might require that we make adjustments. I think it makes sense to have this on the top, and then this next, and then maybe this color next. So we'll have to do arrange backward a couple times to get it where it needs to be. Maybe slightly just offset. Not working as smoothly as the tribute text is, but we could potentially like arrange everything so so that it looks fairly close to what you have on your tribute text. The offset is probably going to have to be pretty minuscule, especially with this many layers. Otherwise, it's probably going to get just a little too busy looking. This is not all the way down. So I gotta put it back one more. So maybe like, I mean, this isn't quite. There probably is a way in Illustrator to make it like this, like you did, but basically you'd have to do the same exact treatment on this shape as you did to your text, so you might have to watch the same video over again. But this is looking pretty close to what the text has, actually, and I think it looks pretty neat. I think we can kind of still tell that it's a lady. It does kind of water it down to make it a little bit harder to tell, but we can always size it down a little bit, and hopefully, that will help us to see that silhouette even better, to still be able to tell that it's a person with a guitar. So that's one way of getting the effect of the text on this shape. And it is adding more color in, which I like. I actually almost want to put a stroke on this of yellow. Maybe like that. Anyway, it's just small things. And this might even look good a different color, like the yellow or the red or something, but you'll just have to experiment. But I think, if you do something like this, I would maybe move this over and center it a little bit more, just over here, and then maybe move these things over just a little bit too. And yeah, then it'd be looking pretty good. This could actually be sized down even, because it's 2 inches wide. You can see up here if you're in Essentials Classic workspace. So these could be sized down quite a bit. Both of these don't need to be quite this big. And that's all just as well because, I'm going to vertically align them through the center. That actually makes for more room anyway down here that we kind of need. But yeah, something like that is pretty good, I think. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful. Talk to you soon.